So, with basically, Universal more or less saying, we are not going to end the Jurassic World franchise after Dominion. I've been basically thinking of some ideas to kind of like pitch as like, hey, what could we do post Dominion? It's very much becoming more and more evident that Universal wants to compete with Disney with one of their other own major properties, and that's Jurassic World. They want to compete with Star Wars. Now, obviously, they're not trying to make it like we're going to compete with the MCU, because we have nothing, except a theme park that in 2028 might go. I don't want to think about that. But yeah, the idea here is that they want to make their own, like, they saw the stuff with Star Wars and was like, hey, we can do that too with Jurassic World. Now, keep in mind, at this recording, I don't, this is like a few months before, Jurassic World comes out. So, obviously, I don't know jack shit of what they're going to do at post-Dominion or what's going to be in Jurassic World Dominion. So, it's more or less like thinking, it's more or less like kind of the fun ideas that could be pitched as either other movies or TV shows. And as always, if you're curious, or not curious, or like you want to throw in your own ideas into the arena, please comment below, let me know. I'm always curious. Yeah. So, anyway, sorry, I lost my train of thought. So anyway, let's get into some video, like one idea that I did have that I thought would be kind of fun. Like, this is an idea I've always kind of had as like a fun, and I did this as a video, as its own video. But basically, this idea is that, oh shit, like, yeah, it's more like, this is set before to the events of Jurassic World, where it's more like a zoo setting. It's more like we see Jurassic World and like it's a slice of life, kind of like, you ever see those on National Geographic or like Animal Planet where they do like shows set in zoos and like behind the scenes of what goes on in zoos? What if you did that with Jurassic World? Like, you could have day-in-the-life stories with different zookeepers and kind of talking about, like, what could you do if a Triceratops was sick? Or how do you treat a T-Rex with arthritis? Because I would imagine Rexy's pretty goddamn old. So how do you treat a T-Rex with arthritis? Or how do you treat a Stegosaurus with cataracts? Like, it would be kind of fun to really play with that angle of, like, a fun zoo setting. Because these are massive animals, and I think it'd be kind of cool to do, like, this could allow to see more practical effects in Jurassic Park. Excuse me. We got a bigger amount of it in Fallen Kingdom, and hopefully we get more of it in Dominion. But I'd like to see, this would be a perfect example to really show that we could do some practical effects stuff with the Jurassic World franchise, if we do it with animals being like operated on or having checkups while they're sedated, stuff like that. I think I've always been a sucker for like behind the scenes zoo shows, so I think it'd be really cool to like do that with dinosaurs. That would be really fun. As for another fun show that would be interesting is, depending on how Dominion goes, this could be a show. This next show is, the idea is that it follows a group of like specialized park rangers who go out and capture and contain dinosaurs or relocate them to other areas away from other people. Because yeah, you would imagine that these dinosaurs are breeding at a rapid pace and are also probably killing the natural life that is already there. Like, they're invasive species. Some of which, if we were to apply real-world science, many of them would probably either starve from the lack of food, or they would or they would just more or less die out from natural diseases that their bodies can't deal with in a natural setting. So I think it would be really fun to do a show where you could have animals like rangers, not animals, but rangers, that go out and contain these dinosaurs and take them to like a facility, kind of like what you do in Jurassic Park, Jurassic World Evolution 2, but on like a live action scale. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Like follow a group of rangers who go out and contain the dinosaurs that are out, and this would be a lot of fun to see like new dinosaurs that we haven't seen in the movie. That's the other thing with all these shows, is that it gives you the chance to really play with a lot of dinosaurs. Like it gives you the chance to like, can we finally see Suchomimus, or finally see Deinosuchus? We are apparently getting Dimetrodon in Jurassic World. I don't know for how long, but this could give us, since, you know, genetic power is out there, maybe we can see like other animals that were created. Like we did get a Smilodon in Camp Cretaceous, so maybe this could be our way to get like maybe Megatherium or a hell pig or dire wolves. Yeah, I think like it's high time we really deal with the Pleistocene era of extinct animals. I think it's high time we do that. It's just like, I think it's more or less time, because I think when we saw the Smilodon and then it got murked by the Spinosaurus, I was like, yeah, I wish we got more. So maybe some terror birds. Like this could introduce terror, and that's the other thing I want to see in post Dominion, is more Pleistocene mammals. Now, obviously, this is Jurassic Park and should be dinosaur centric, but I think like, yeah, it kind of showed in Camp Cretaceous that you now have the chance to like show that people are using the stuff they stole from it or bought from InGen and reverse engineering and making Pleistocene animals, which theoretically should be a lot easier. Like, theoretically should be a lot easier to do. Like, that's even like scientists have said, yeah, if we're cloning a mammoth, like we're doing that. And there's the whole T-Rex chicken thing going on. Why did we always have to do carnivores first when it comes to dinosaurs? Like, why is it every time it's we have to do carnivores? Like, just why? But I think it is time that we have, not like as a show, but as them sprinkled about. Like I think it would be fun to have like another saber-toothed tiger, or maybe have a Megatherium, giant sloth, or dire wolves, and you could make the argument. Like, you could make the argument for, like, when people are doing the Pleistocene-era animals in these TV shows, regardless. I'm not saying, like, make it a Pleistocene Park or something, TV show or movie. But what you could do is, like, have the argument with these people is, like, yeah, these animals, unlike the dinosaurs who had their shot, these animals either died or were pushed to pushed to extinction from either environmental change, but basically us. Like, we caused it, so it's only fair that we could bring them back into this era. Like, we can bring them back because they deserve it more than dinosaurs. And you could have it, like, as a story where there's someone out there bringing back these prehistoric mammals and thinking, yeah, John Hammond had the idea of making animals, but he chose the wrong animals to bring back. These animals have more of a right to exist than dinosaurs do. They weren't picked out for... God didn't say, we're wiping out the dinosaurs. This is like, we caused these animals' extinctions. It's only right that we bring them back. Like, that can be the thought, and everything goes to hell. Like, you can have, like, a mammoth. You can have... and there's a ton of... Like, a lot of people forget that prehistoric mammals had a lot of scary shit. Like, again, not just saber-toothed, like a Smilodon, but there was cave lions, cave giant bears. There, of course, we have the mammoth, giant sloth, the fucking hell pigs, Megalania. Yeah, Megalania was in that era, that Pleistocene era in early... Like, could you imagine bringing back the animals that were in, fucking... that time period in Australia? Because there's some fucked up shit in Australia. If you think there's fucked up shit in Australia now, you should have seen it a couple million years ago, buddy. Because there was some fucked up shit. Like, real fucked up shit in that era of time. Especially, like, Megalania. That one. Like, I would love to see Megalania in a Jurassic World property. Or, like, Titanoboa. I'm actually, like, at this point, I am pretty sure Titanoboa is probably on the docket to be released in some capacity. Yeah. And as for other shows, I would like to see, like, depending on how Dominion goes, could we look at, like, a post-apocalyptic, where dinosaurs just destroyed mankind and and more or less became primal rage? Like, I did do a story idea where it was talking about, like, 30 years in the future where dinosaurs retook the Earth, and now mankind's just little tribes now that worship the dinosaurs as gods. More or less pretty much primal rage, but still. Can we just get a Primal Rage movie, by the way? Warner Brothers? Legendary? Fucking anyone? Primal Rage? Please? Please? Anyway. So, I just thought I'd I know this became a ramble, but more or less, like, this is just a hodgepodge of ideas I wanted to throw out in a video. So, but you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you want to see post Jurassic World Dominion? Like, what do you want to see in the Jurassic World? What do you think? What do you want to see in the Jurassic World franchise moving forward? Do you want to see more dinosaurs? Do you want to see, like, more movies or TV shows? And what would you want those TV shows and movies to be? And do you want to see, like, prehistoric mammals or other prehistoric animals show up? Just comment below, let me know. And as always, if you haven't already, hit the link below. Head on over to my Patreon. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.